Come. Sit. We always have Olivia sit at gateways and curbs and wait before we come out. See how she stopped herself there? She's very excited. We actually have a little thing happening. Why don't you pan to your left and back up to just show what's going on right behind you. And it's not a big deal. It's just somebody getting a ticket for running a stop sign, but it's happening right as we're doing the video, and so it's an extra big distraction. Okay, sit. We're gonna keep rolling. This is real life. If she is calm and kept calm as we start the walk, okay, she'll be way calmer when you see the dogs out on the street. You don't want to let her drag you out all excited. Oh, it's walk time, excited, pulling, looking here, looking there, sniffing, smelling. If she comes out excited like that, she's going to see a dog and react immediately to it. But if you start the walk on the inside of your property with sitting at every boundary, that includes the front door, and stepping in, stepping out like you just saw me do, and then allowing her to come through with you. See how it starts? The walk starts with her very calm, and then you see the distractions, and she's way less likely to get reactive and behave inappropriately when she sees a dog. So now we're going to have some dogs come out here. We're going to meet them on a leash out here. Okay. Okay, so we're walking up to a place where a dog's at a fence line here. There's a dog right there at the fence line. Olivia sees the dog. She usually barks. I don't know why she's not barking right now. Not Olivia, but this dog. So let's walk in front this way. See, there it goes. Come. See, I'm calling Olivia away from the dog, and I have some special reward here for coming away from the barking dog. Come with me, and you have to be pointed this way so you see the dog as well as Olivia, okay? So see how non-reactive Olivia is? Maybe you had this before. Come. With dogs at fence lines, maybe it's only reactive behavior to a dog on a leash, but I'm thinking that she probably was at least a little bit more excited before with you because there was probably a tight leash and you were restraining her. That's what usually happens. But I can even walk her a little bit closer to this dog that's barking at us and say, come, call her away. Good, give her a nice reward, and she's calm, and we move forward, move on with our walk, and we're gonna see some dogs on leashes now. Okay, we have a dog approaching on a leash, and see Olivia, see the dog, we see the whole shot, right? See the dog pulling this way, the dog's coming our way, see Olivia, come! Call her back to me, away from this dog, good. This dog is, okay, stay right there, okay? Is just really excited to be out on a walk, and she's a friendly dog. And of course, all bets are off. If there's another dog that's acting aggressively and barking at Olivia, it's gonna be more difficult to have her stay this calm. So you definitely wanna call her away from that dog and go way around the dog or across the street, or use a car as a block until that dog passes by, or whatever you have to do. So we're using dogs that are fairly friendly, not totally aggressive dogs, but still it's a dog on a leash, just to show you that how she acts with kind of normal acting dogs when she sees them on a leash. There's no pulling. If she stares like that, come, call her away. Good, and we just practice this every day since she's been here for a couple of weeks, just every day, practicing with different dogs on the street, calling her to come, making sure the leash is loose, there's no pulling or any of that, and we're not having that aggression towards other dogs that is happening on your street, apparently. But of course, the end of this whole project is bringing Olivia back to you and showing you how to do this on your street, revisiting the scene of the crime, so to speak, because dogs associate behavior with people, you, and places, your street. That's why it was a bit easier here for me to handle this, because she had no pre-existing relationship to my street. These dogs being handled by me, and I handled her completely differently than probably a regular person would. And so we got this great calm behavior here after a couple of weeks. But now we have to transfer this back to your place with a lesson or some lessons, however many you choose to have with me. And that's always the last part of any project, is taking this behavior back to where they behave differently and making sure they know that they're going to do it the same way they did it here with me, with us, and then helping the owner do my moves, because these moves, the things that I've been doing, the way that I start the walks and all the other things are what have caused her to be different here. So we have to teach you how to do that too, or else eventually it just all goes back to the way it used to be at your house. Okay, here we are. Oh, look, it's a little dog this time. I don't know, maybe she's triggered by little dogs. Where are you going, sweetie? Huh? There's a little dog right there. So she sees the dog. Come! See how I call her away? We also have little children playing, but I'm sure that's not an issue. So why don't you walk back and forth with him? Make him walk a little bit. Come! We're not having leash overstimulation with her. Good. You see how she's very unmotivated by treats. She's not hungry. But when I have practiced before, I've tried a bunch of times to practice with her when she is motivated by food, and I'll use high value rewards like pieces of cheese, chicken breast, things like that. She doesn't like, come! So see how I'm calling her away because she looks interested in that little dog. Good. Okay. So just making sure that you see how she is now when she meets a little dog out on the street. Come. And I still would call her away. Good girl. And let's pretend that she was interested in these treats that I had. But you know, she's mildly interested in a dog on the street, as you can see, but it's hardly what we would call leash aggression. And just to go over it quickly again before we finish this, loose leash, you're never restraining, you're never going like this, you're never going like that. You tap and back away like this, and she'll come your way. You can add the come command in there, but as you can see, you don't have to do that. Tap, tap, tap. You're always stepping into her. Come on, sweetie. Coaxing her to catch up. You have to. Always stepping into her, using your body to turn, not dragging her anywhere. Basically, the tight leash, tension on the leash. It's your biggest enemy. It causes stress in the dog, stress and tension. It puts her right below her breaking point, all this kind of stuff. Or if this is happening, you know, that's gonna make her so ready to be reactive when she does see a dog in your neighborhood and react inappropriately. So loose leash at all times, using your recall command. And then of course we're gonna show you the training we've been doing, the sit stays and down stays that have made her calmer in general, so that because we do those things every day, when she is on the street now, she's a bit calmer because she has a higher level of focus from doing those for the last couple of weeks. She's not quite as reactive just because of the way we're doing the other training. Okay, let's go. Good. Just so happens I don't have any treats that she wants, so if I try to give her a dog treat, good. Oh, she will take this. Kind of, let's see how she spits it out. She's funny. Not all dogs do that, but she's not motivated by treats sometimes, but she's still doing the training. She's still doing the commands. We only say the command one time. Stay is built into that, so you don't have to say stay. She knows that when I say sit or down, that she's going to stay there till I come back and release her. There are two ways to release her out of the sit stay. One is to say, okay, and walk with her. That means she's walking with you. And then the other way is, we'll do it again, sit, is to just pat her chest and let her be free. And you might do that out on the street, like if you call her to come, have her sit, and then let her be free again, go. And then she goes out in front of you. You don't walk with her like you did with the other one, with the okay. She's in front of you and she's on free time now, and you're walking her and you just keep that leash loose at all times, of course. If for some reason, okay, come here. See how I'm always stepping into her to reset her, to get her next to me. If for some reason sit, let's say that she didn't sit the first time she was going to, but if she didn't, just pull up with a little bit of pressure like that, and her butt will go down. As soon as her butt hits the ground, you release the pressure. There's no hanging, popping, jerking. It's very gentle but firm. So you're not going to go like this and try a couple times and release and you know, go back and forth. It's just gentle, firm pressure. Her butt hits the ground, and you release it, and she knows that she's supposed to stay there. She gets up. Let's pretend she made a mistake. Okay, So I just released her, but let's pretend she just made a mistake and popped up before I released her. You say no, you step into her. Gently but firmly. Apply a little pressure. See how her butt, okay, her butt will swing out to the left, and that was a problem she had. So maybe go a little bit farther so that she does sit down straight. See how I did that? I went a little bit farther so that I would end up straight, facing the way I want to face. Don't say SIT again, because we want her to know that the first time you said it would hold for the whole minute, or however long you want her to sit there. So don't reset her when she makes a mistake and say sit again. Just say no and put her back, just like you saw me just do. Go. Okay. Down. Notice how I helped her with my left foot at the same moment I said the command. So don't say it and then let her hesitate or ignore your command and then force her down. Everything happens at once. It's just in one motion. You say the word at the same moment, down. Because what happens is, since all she knows is she heard the command once and ends up there right away, she'll start doing it that way, and you won't have to use your left foot anymore. As you can see, she's got a little bit more work to do on her down. She's only been here for a partial part of the regular training program, but she's just a couple of days away from me not having to do that every time. And actually, sometimes she does it the first time. But I think you'll have to do it this way for a while, because she's not going to be as good at any of these commands with you as she is with me. That's why I'm doing this videos for you, so you can see what she was doing right here with us and how I did it, what to do and what not to do. The stay is rock solid though, and of course that's usually what people don't have, is a stay. So just a basic sit stay, just like you saw on the down, I got that mixed up. Basic down stay, just like you saw me do in the little sit stay clip, is just, she accepts you walking around all the way around her both ways. And we've been practicing the sit stays and down stays in different places. Like this is in my yard, just to show you, the rules of how to do this, but we do it outside in the street, on the corner, and that's what you should do. Like it's so simple. Just do sit stays and down stays like this, even if it's just a walk around both ways. And then with the down stay, you reward her like this, good, with whatever treat that she will take. She won't take those. But see, it's not about food. It helped to have high value rewards at first to teach her the system, to motivate her to want to do it and learn it. But now that she's even just has 2 weeks under her belt with doing this, she'll do it with the food or without the food. But you want to still keep giving treats for a while until you phase those out. But anyway, the stay is solid. She knows she's supposed to wait there until you release her. But first, one more thing. If she pops up before you release her, you just say no and step on it with your left foot. So you kind of pivot on your right foot. Put her back. Don't say a word. Don't say down again, because you already said it once. Down is a place where she can stay longer, more comfortably than sit. So you could do even 3 or 4 minutes like this and just practice all kinds of things, like walking farther away. If you're in a fenced yard, you can walk farther away. That kind of thing. She gets a reward. Good. Which she may or may not take. She waits till you come back next to her, and then she's waiting to be released, which is you come back next to her. Okay, sit. This is really important that you release her like this. She sits out of a down. It's okay, sit, and then you release her from a calm sit stay, because see how she's waiting calmly? You could just keep your hand there, and she's waiting to actually go to be released. And see how calm she is when you release her? If you release her straight out of a down, a lot of dogs will have anticipation. They know you're about to release them, and they're like on springs, and they pop up and they run around. And I've seen a lot of people even say, like, everything's calm, and then they'll say, okay, and the dog jumps up and everything's crazy, and you blow all of that calmness you're trying to develop in the dog. So this is all about developing calmness in your sit stays and down stays in a way that she keeps that calmness every time you release her. Therefore, every day she's a little bit calmer inside, a little bit less reactive, because you're building a higher level of focus gradually. She keeps that focus when she goes out on the street. She's way less reactive, way less on a hair trigger to be inappropriate in whatever the situation is out there. So it's really all about how you do the sit stays and down stays. It's all about how you end it. So make sure that you end it calmly, just the way I do it here. And that's why we would always say, okay, and then sit, and then release her from a calm sit stay out of a down, because you get a much calmer dog over time if you do it that way.